City of Stevens Point Public Policy and General Government Meeting, recorded May 8, 2023.
All right, Public Policy and General Government Committee called to order at 6:22 p.m. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Fischler.
Here.
Kiemer.
Here.
Plassance.
Here.
Kneebone. Here. Lane.
Here.
All right. Item number 2A is the license list for a Class A beer and liquor license. And I think what we'll do is take A, B, and C together. So item A is Class B beer and liquor license for the store, number 55 at 1201 Badger Avenue, for a license period beginning July 1st, 2023. And the store at West Clark Street for a license period beginning July 1st, 2023. The store number 58 at 5601 Carrie Frost Drive for the license period beginning July 1st, 2023. And then item B is the Class B beer license for Bow Wow Meow Boutique, say that 3 times fast. And that's a license period beginning May 16th, 2023. And then item C is Class B beer and liquor license for the Opera House LLC at 1124 Main Street for a license period beginning July 1st, 2023. And are there any concerns from law enforcement? I don't know. Is anyone here representing law enforcement tonight?
He was.
I saw Chief Kuso earlier, but
Thank you.
I'm assuming not if he's not in here. So is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Plassance,
Yeah.
And I'll second.
seconded by Kiemer. All right, any questions, concerns? Hi, yes. Alder Nevone.
I just have to. It seems to me that if you bring bow wows and meows together, somebody's going to need alcohol.
Noted.
Judging from the reaction of my cats.
Any questions or concerns from the committee other than Alder Nevone? Hearing none. Any questions or comments from the audience? Hearing none. All those in favor of approval of this license list, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed would be no. And those items have been approved. Item 2D for the temporary extension of licensed premise for Stevens Point Area Youth Hockey Association at 801 Badger Avenue, Stevens Point. And this is a request for a temporary extension of the licensed premise for a special event being held May 25th through the 27th, 2023. And this is to include a large and small tent and temporarily fenced-in area in the grass to the rear of the building. There was nothing included in the packet, but I did reach out to the clerk's office, and there was an email that was sent just with a little bit more information, and I didn't have time to get it out to everybody, sorry. But if there were any questions, it's a fundraiser for the youth hockey program, and the games will be played in the rink Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday all day, and they'll be serving food, beer, and having entertainment each night outside under a larger tent next to the building, and then the smaller tent will be up for the food preparation area. So with that in mind, is there a motion by Alder Nevone?
Since it's literally just down the street for me, I will move to approve.
Okay. Alder Nevone, the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right, and seconded by, and I'm so sorry, I just totally blanked out. Yeah, Lane, okay, gotcha. All right, any questions or comments from the committee? All right, any questions or comments from the audience?
I'll do a quick comment with it.
Yes.
I've attended this in the past and know one of the families that was involved in starting it, and it is a great fundraiser for this community, and it's unique in how they have to have an elderly person, a girl, and every team has to have a certain member on it so that they're all competing equally. Mm-hmm. And it really is a fun time, and I see this as a great way for them to raise a lot of money. So.
Great. All right, so the motion is for approval. All those in favor of approval, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed would be no. Hearing none, that item has been approved. All right, and then item 2E is for the temporary Class B beer licenses. And we have 3 of those. The first one is for Mid-State Roller Derby, P.O. Box 728, for the Roller Derby Games being held on May 20th, 2023, June 3rd, 2023, July 15th, 2023, and August 12th, 2023 at the KB Willett Ice Arena. And item 2 would be the St. Joseph Parish for 1709 White Avenue for their annual picnic on June 9th, 2023. And then Wonderful Water Run, Inc., P.O. Box 465, for Wonderful Water Run being held October 8th, 2023 at Piffner Pioneer Park. All right, and again, these are for the temporary Class B beer licenses. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Alder Kiemer?
I'll second.
Seconded by Plaisance. Discussion? Okay. Any questions, comments from the audience? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed would be no. Hearing none, that has been approved. All right. And then item number 2F is the annual one-year list for the Class B beer and liquor license, Class B beer and liquor winery, Reserve Class B beer and liquor, Class B beer and C wine, Class B beer, Class A liquor, and Class A beer, Class A liquor, and Class A beer license applicants. Whew, all right, and there is a whole list that has been included in the packet covering all of the applicants being recommended for the 1 year, or that have applied for the 1 year lists, or the 1 year approval. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Plaisance, is there a second?
I'll second.
Kiemer? Okay, discussion?
Is this a list of all the places that serve alcohol in Stevens Point on that chart? Or is there other ones that have, that renew next year?
No, they're all annual, so this is what we have for the year. There's a few of them that are pending yet, but this is the majority of the renewals.
Okay, because I noticed at least one of them that is in the area.
Yes,
that
we're
is not-
still waiting
okay.
on a few, yes.
And what happens with those?
They'll come, hopefully they get in and we'll have them next month for you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments from the committee? No? Okay. Any questions, comments from the audience? Hearing none. All those in favor of approval for the 1 year license applicants, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed would be no. And that has been approved. All right, and then we have item number 3A for the request to hold a street event or street closings. And the first one is for the Roller Derby Games on May 20th, June 3rd, July 15th, August 12th, 2023. And this is a reoccurring event. Or, I'm sorry, yeah. Did they say reoccurring event? Mm-hmm. Yes, okay. All right, are we taking these together? Does anyone, or can we take these together?
You can take them together.
Okay. And then item number B is the 11 Amp Stevens Point Concert Series being held June 1st, June 8th, June 22nd, July 6th, July 13th, July 20th, July 27th, August 3rd, August 10th, August 17th, August 24th, and this is also a reoccurring event. And then we also have the Pride Crawl on June 9th, 2023, which is a reoccurring event with a few changes. And then item D is the request for a modification to a previously approved special event to include Crosby Avenue street closure. Are there any concerns from law enforcement?
We just have one suggestion. So for 3B, the Levitt Amp series,
Okay.
one of the other things is they did, June 15th is also listed on their application, which is not listed on the front here.
Oh, okay.
So about 2 years ago, we ended up setting up a criteria to be consistent when a contractual officer is needed. And this currently does fit that category. With it being a large event, alcohol being served, and amplified music, those are all 3 boxes that were checked by us. We did reach out to them because they have a total of 3,000 attendees. We did not receive information back from them to let us know if that's 3,000 over the series of the 12 events. But they did say that they're going to have 500 attendees plus at each of them. And so what law enforcement would request is at least on June 1st and June 8th to have one contractual officer. And then after June 8th, we can look to see if there's 500 plus guests that are attending. If they do, have over 500 are requested to have one contractual officer there at each of those events because they check all 3 boxes.
Okay, so based on recommendations for item B, I guess, so we would take a motion to approve the request, or I'm sorry, is there a motion for approval?
I'll make a motion to approve the event street closings with staff recommendations for 3B to have law enforcement present as determined by staff.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second it, all right. Any questions, comments, concerns from the committee? Anyone else? You look like you're going to say something, Mary Devo.
I'm just wondering did we just do the contractual officer for all of them in the motion or just the first 2? And then do we want to, is that going to preclude having a contractual officer at the rest?
So I
we don't-
believe, just let me know if I'm wrong, Chief Cuso, you had only had recommendations for item 3B. The other ones, you did not have any recommendations for.
Correct.
Okay. Does that help?
But it was just those first 2 and then,
Then reevaluate, and if they have 500-plus guests on those first 2, then we'll continue with the contractual. If it is not 500, then it doesn't fit the 3 categories or 3 boxes of 500 or less, then we'd say no contractual for the rest of the events for the rest of the year.
so how could we bring, I mean, are we approving it that way now? The way
I think in the
with the
motion-
option to add the rest of those, or, I mean,
I think we
just wanna
noted
make
it
sure
was
we
with
don't-
staff recommendations, so I don't know that, do we need anything more than that
okay.
for
I
item?
just want to make sure we aren't limiting something we might want.
The
Okay,
motion was
cool.
to approve with the caveat of item B with staff recommendations for the June 1st, June 8th events exceeding 500 people. And then if not exceeding 500 people, they would reevaluate. All right. Any questions or concerns from the audience? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor of approval, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed would be no. And items 3, A, B, C, D have been approved. All right, item number 4 is a request for extension of open intoxicant from 10:30 to 10:30 p.m. for the Pride Crawl on June 9th, 2023. So this would only be for June 9th. Normally the time, I believe, is till 9 o'clock at night. And so this would just be extending it to an hour and a half just for June 9th. Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Okay. Is there a second?
A second.
Lasance, okay. All right, any questions, concerns from the committee? Law enforcement, any concerns?
We do not have concerns. That would obviously be an open intox for everyone that is on the square. It would still be contained within the area of the open intox that's specified in the ordinance. And I do want to just reiterate, no glass containers. They
Okay.
cannot be glass.
Yes.
What day of the week is June 9th?
I did not even look,
It's a Friday.
actually.
The Friday?
Friday.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Yes.
I just had one question. Is there any precedent for extending the open intoxicant timeline? Have we done this for other events, or is this a new?
We have not done it. This was obviously something that was implemented during COVID.
Okay.
And kept per council. And again, we have had really no issues with it. Some of the timelines have been in question, so we do have new signs down there. But no, this would be one of the first times that we extend it for an event.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Any questions or concerns from the audience? Hearing none. All those in favor of approval to extend the open intoxicant time to 10:30 p.m. for the Pride Crawl on June 9th, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed would be no. And item 4 has been approved. All right, item 5 is beekeeper permits. It looks like we just have one from a Jennifer Matthews McComb on 840 2nd Street. And there is also a map included in the packet. And Is there anyone who wants to elaborate? Is Jennifer here this evening? No? Okay. Well, there was also just it looks like a map outline of like where the hive's going to be, and from my understanding, who approves these for the, or I'm sorry, who looks these over from the city? Is it your office?
Our office. Mhm.
Okay. So no concerns from the clerk's office? No. Okay. All right. So is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay. Is there a second? Nebo, did you want the second?
Sure. I wasn't quite sure what Sam said, I'm sorry.
That's
Okay.
right. Any questions, concerns, or comments from the committee? Hearing none?
I'll
Any-
just say thank you to whoever Jennifer is for bringing beekeeping into our city. Like, that's one of these things that I'd like to see more of, is care for pollinators. And seeing that we got somebody on here doing that, it's very encouraging to me. So that's all. Thanks, Jennifer, whoever you are out there.
Coincides with No Mo May. All right, so the motion on the table is for approval. Any questions or comments from the audience before we move to, no? Hearing none. All those in favor of approval, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed would be no. Hearing none, that has been approved. And we are adjourned at 6:38 PM.
A video of this meeting is available for viewing on the city's website, stevenspoint.com/videos.